Hey, this is Tony Ross for Tonyteach.com and for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit. You're catching us live. We're doing a couple of tests, getting ready for Monday. The 2D Animation Virtual Summit is going to be going from September 9th, which is Monday, all the way to Friday, which is the 13th. We're going to be airing about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So each day is going to be something a little different. We've got Animation 101, we've got character design and a little bit of character rigging, people talking about the business, also some pretty cool independent animators and some directors. So a lot of people sharing things, tips, tricks, talking about different software, as well as how to survive in the business. So what we're doing right now is just testing out some of the technology that we got to deal with. So we're playing around with me talking live right now. And in theory, what's about to happen is I'm about to go to video. So without any further ado, these are just a few of the clips from people, including we're starting off with a humorous one from my good friend Lamont. So here we go.
So definitely have it be part of my training where you have to at least learn or take traditional animation courses just to get that feel. To get that understanding of where you came from. It's basically like you having a history class or taking art history. You basically need to know how Da Vinci did what he did before you can go and paint the Sistine Chapel. You know what I'm saying?
Did you just mix up Michelangelo and Da Vinci?
Sure. Look, man, one of those Ninja Turtles did it. You see, this is why I have a school, Tony. That's why I can't teach. You know what I'm trying to say, man. I'm painting and talking at the same time, but you understand what I'm saying, okay? You have this. Oh my God, I'm about to come a meme. I know it. I'm gonna get this. That's what happens on the internet nowadays. Anyways, let me
Okay, welcome to Tony White's very fast tutorial in 2D animation. Today we're going to do a bouncing ball. So start with a ball suitably drawn on one sheet of animation paper. Take that paper off the pegs and just move the ball up and down like that. And there you have a very fast bouncing ball. Couldn't be simpler, huh? Check in next time for my next easy demonstration.
I keep mixing my metaphors, and you got me thinking about food, so maybe I'm hungry. But if there's a way to make 2D, package it in a way that it can give a quick dopamine hit to an audience and then come back with another one in quick succession, I think that will be how 2D stays in a meaningful way. But since it's so labor intensive, that's a really tough nut to crack.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is the dust that he kind of creates. And if I double click in here, again, this is another symbol with a little bit of alpha applied to it. And it's just this. And what just that is means, if I double click in here, you can kind of see the breadcrumb trail up here of symbols that are nested. It's really just a really simple animation of just a circle moving from point A to point B and fading out, right? But there's just multiple circles. I just duplicate the layer it's on, awesome. And then I create this, and then that becomes its own symbol. And then I duplicate, I put multiple, let's say this, I'll go and right click and say, duplicate this layer if I want to add even more. And a little bit more dust. And maybe we can even change the direction of it and the scale of it. Actually, let's go the other way completely. So now I've got that. So I'm just reusing, several instances of the same symbol to create that effect. So then it gets a little bit more complicated because now we have the monster itself, and in front of the monster is just a little bit more dust and then the building. But if I remove all of the buildings and the dust, so we just have the monster. Oh, I don't want to hit that. I want to hit that. There we go. So we got this guy, and this is just one symbol, right? I can move him up and down like moving an actor on and off the stage or off and on the stage as it is here. It's a lot easier, I find, just to nest everything inside of one symbol just for placement on the stage. But if I double click it, now I'm inside the monster rig symbol, and I have whatever 6 or 7 layers, and let me just turn them all off. And then here's his back arm, just doing certain things. His leg, body, tail, and I'll show you how I did the tail.
Thank you, because that was again. It's again. You're going to make me break out my Samuel Jackson.
Well, before I show you the tail, I'll show you what I do. I saw in my head. I knew how I wanted his mouth to open. I wanted it to be, because a monster's mouth is the most terrifying part. I wanted it to look kind of terrifying. But again, this is a promotion for a kid's trampoline park, so I didn't want to show the monster eating people or anything or get too crazy because obviously that's. You have to anticipate that the client's gonna be like, you know what, that's probably going a little too far. So obviously, this is an empty, Boston tea trolley, and he's not getting anything out of it, so he tosses it away. But if I double click inside this this entire body, right, this is where he opens and closes his mouth and does certain eye movements and stuff. But that's for the most part, that's all that is. And believe it or not, the tongue and the tail I animated the same way, which I'll show you. But my first thing I was thinking with the mouth was probably like a shape tween. That's the first thing that came to mind. But shape tweens are a little bit of a voodoo science in animate. It's hard to get it to work the way you want it to. And
yes.
So instead of relying on that, trying to spend a day trying to get shape tweens to work, I just said, you know what, just frame by frame it. So if I click this body, the torso, this is just where I created this loop, and I literally just did a frame by frame thing where I could create a keyframe if I wanted to open this up a little bit more, let's say, and turn on onion skin, right? And maybe zoom in a little bit on just that area of the mouth. And then just grab a corner and open it up just a little bit more, change the shape of the mouth. And I found just doing it manually was faster than relying on the actual feature that you might think, would be the best way to tween this using shape tweens or something like that.
I had to create phases, and you can use this. I give this away freely. This is not some sort of intellectual property. If you run into a client that has, let's say, a children's book, and I did this for a children's book client. And she was like, okay, well, I see your prices. I really love your illustration. I just can't give you all that money at once. I'm like, oh, no. You don't have to give it to me all at once. I said, we can do phases. I said, let's work on 2 pages at a time. Each page has a cost, let's say $80 per illustration, right? And you're going to put 50% down on those 2 pages. Can you do that? And she was like, well, yeah, I can handle that. I'm like, good, that'll be phase 1. Once we finish those 2 pages, you finish by paying me the other 50% deposit, and we keep moving to the next pages when you're ready financially. But now you're building your book page by page, and it's financially manageable for the client. You're getting paid, and the book is getting done all at the same time. That's the only way. It's not really deviating, really. You're just kind of changing up the process and the progress. You're still keeping your prices. You're still getting what you're worth, all that good stuff. So yeah, but you stick to it. Trust me, and really, really know what's the value of your work. I was charging not enough for a long time, and I'll never go back. I will never go back. It's so great to get paid, what you're worth, and it's once you get that, man, it's like fresh air, and you suddenly become okay with someone saying, oh, you're too expensive for me. No problem. Have a good day. Call me if you get the money together, but by all means, I got to get back to work. Thanks. And then you're back to work. And it's okay. That's the kind of thing where you're just like, okay, cool. All right, back to my projects. In the meantime,
yeah, I love the phase idea, because I think when we were talking about it, you had even talked about, hey, okay, well, I can give you, if we like, it was a single, I think we were talking about a single piece, and said something about, here's a sketch, okay, cool, here's the ink, okay, cool,
yes.
and break it down that way. And I was just like, yes, that is cool. It's like,
Right.
it's like he got the Marcus Williams layaway system, and it's awesome.
I'll take that title. That's a nice title. Yes, but it's a great way, and it worked multiple times. I've never had any trouble with that system, and the anxiety of saying, from the client's point of view, saying, okay, well, I can afford $160, for the first 2 pages. I can't afford, $800, or for a deposit. I can't give someone all that at once. They're like, okay, no problem. And a lot of times these are individuals just like you and I, and they have jobs, they have families, they have rent, car note, and all that stuff. But what my biggest support of this is seeing something get it, being produced is so much more life changing, even if it's being produced at a snail's pace, because you have to wait till the next month to get paid. But you have 2 pages in the hole, and you can now start conversations and saying, hey, I'm working on my book. Oh my God, are you serious? You've been talking about that for 5 years. Yeah, it's great. I'm actually using this great system called Phases with this illustrator. And, you can now have real conversations that show real art, and, your script is becoming real. So it's way better to do it that way than to lower your prices, and because now you're getting less money, and that's terrible. So
cool. All right, so basically, if you're just joining us, this is me talking live again, playing around with a few things, playing with what is that? We're using just a little bit of technology. There's Ecamm Live, which what am I using Ecamm Live for in the first place? I think I'm using Ecamm Live as my main DJ, I guess. It's where I'm controlling things. I uploaded the live video. This is, I uploaded video clips that we already had, because the summit is, I would say 80% of it is going to be pre-recorded interviews. And the other part is me being live. We might have a few guests working on that right now. And so yeah, just being able to jump from live screencasting, because that's what I'm doing right now with playing with my Playhead right here, to jump from live screencasting right back into a video is pretty decent. Oh wow, this is cool. Okay. I'm freaking out, because again, this is why you test things out. I can see my my controls here. I'm actually in Harmony, but I've got a nice little overlay where I can control my sound, as well as I can jump up and pull a different video up. Let's see. This is really interesting. So yeah, this is me playing around in Harmony. Turn on mirrors, my little curve deformer, and turn off Mr. Animate. La 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 la. Yeah. Boom 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 do 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 do. Matter of fact, I need to see if I can do this. Let's put I need to do a little bit of kinematic output. Kinematic output basically means do not distort this, because I want to see if I should be able to make the body control the head. So if I'm right, if I did this right. Yeah, son. Look at that. Rocking that head automatically. Loving that, dude. So if you didn't catch the first little thing, it's come to our attention. Yeah. This is too cool. La 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 da 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 da. I am tripping out. Man, this is awesome. Okay, I think the other thing I have to figure out, and this will probably be a test later today, maybe tomorrow, but I have to figure out the whole chat aspect of things, because I think, man, I am like,
I put multiple. Let's see.
kind of tripping out here. La, 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 da, 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 da. Everybody wants to be a macho man. Yeah. So Restream Audio, or excuse me now, Restream IO is okay. So I'm using Ecamm Live. Okay, this is a combination of putting the lime and the coconut and drinking both up and smacking it, flipping it, and rubbing it down. Yeah, I'm that old that I know both of those. But anyway, so the idea is we're using Restream IO to actually shoot out to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I think we can probably add some more channels. I am tripping out that this is actually working that well. Is my wife actually watching this right now? Perhaps. La 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 da 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 da. I'm going to mute the system audio so it's not popping through with alerts. Yeah, so I have to be careful that I don't break the distortion here. But yeah, this is kind of cool. Matter of fact, I'm curious. That's kind of nice. Where's my keyframes? Wherefore art thou, keyframes? What keyframes do I have right now? Get there. Let's turn Mr. Animate back on. Okay, go to this keyframe. And then go to this one. I could probably exaggerate this a little more. Let's copy Command C, Control C on PC, and paste Command V. And so let's try this. I don't know. I don't know if that's better or not. I think when he goes back, I think maybe I do want his head to kind of go the other way. Where's my deformer for the head? How back can we go? There, maybe? Not that one. Command Z. What about the top one? Okay. Yeah, those curls are bothering me because it looks too much. I'm going to go into the drawing mode here. Yeah, something about right here, the little curls almost too much. It looks like looks too much like it's an eye there, and his eyes are kind of invisible because they're covered up by his Jerry Curl. Hold down my O key, click and drag, get a smaller brush. Na, 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 na. Coolness. Words. Let's go there. Okay. So if we this is Chris's drawing, so I'm kind of messing up on his work, so I want to make sure that it doesn't really look like an eye that's over here. Give a little Superman curl there. Okay, now back to camera view. All right. So Chris, I don't even know if you're watching this, but if not, this will be recorded so you can actually respond. Yeah, let's do something else. So yeah, I can kind of come back here and go back to, let's jump back over to Marcus Williams clip again. So I'm just kind of going here and seeing where it was
I had
going.
to create phases, and you can use this. I give this away freely. This is not some sort of intellectual property. If you run into a client that has, let's say, children's.
Okay, and phase back to me working in Harmony. So yeah, just kind of getting used to the control deck here with working with things and pulling up videos where needed. This is pretty awesome. I'm feeling a little less stressed. I would love to say that I am handling this very calmly. Anyone close to me knows that it's just kind of like you're working on a project of this magnitude and it's filled with, yeah, we're going to do this. Then, oh my God, what am I doing? So, if you're doing this, it's not just enough to know the technical stuff. You need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and support. If you know people that are constantly doubting and going, I don't know about that, those are the people you don't tell what you're working on. Quite frankly, that is to say, I have luckily I have a supporting wife in this, that occasionally when I'm going, what am I doing? Should I cancel this? It's like, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? And just worrying about really crazy stuff. And also shout out to my nutritionist slash therapist, Mr. We'll call him David for now. I'll tag him later. But having people like that in your corner is paramount. Now, that being said, do I also have a lot of technical knowledge in how to edit video, how to do an interview, how to jump into Photoshop, do all these things? Yes. And last but not least, I know a lot of really cool people who also happen to know a lot of cool people. So this is friends and colleagues and friends and colleagues of friends and colleagues. And a few people I actually reached out to blindly and said, hey, do you want to be on the summit? And the way you have to approach something like this, speaking on a psychological or mental level, is you have to approach things from the level of, what is the absolute worst they could say? They could say no, and then you move on. It's for lack of a better reference, it's like dating, and you kind of go, hey, you want to go out with me? No. Cool. So, hey, do you want to go out with me? No. Okay. Hey, you over there, do you want to go out with me? Yes. Okay, cool. So it's literally that process. And you can't get down when you get a no. It's just a simple no. And you move on from that. So that ended up with us getting not only 20 plus people to be in the summit, but we're talking 20 plus people that we were able to interview in under 30 days. So we're, I'm saying we, that I was able to interview. And don't get me wrong, let me give a quick shout out to a couple of behind the scenes people. Ginger Tantawitong, Tantawitong, excuse me. I think I'm mispronouncing that. Anyway, Ginger, executive director over at ASIFA South. Shout out to Elisa Lewis. I'm trying to think, who am I else leaving out? Mr. Chris Cartledge. I'm trying to remember who exactly has access to my super secret Google Docs that are going, hey, here's who we have lined up so far. Here's who we don't have lined up. Going through stuff and going, hey, is everybody represented? Do we have enough? I don't know. Do we? I think we have a lot of character designers, but do we have enough guys, enough girls, enough people who have yet to make up their mind? Just trying to balance out every other thing. Yes, that was a Kinky Boots reference for those of you who actually have watched the movie. It's awesome. So yeah, this is just testing out stuff and seeing how it goes. This is interesting and relieving a lot of paranoia and stress, because testing this out on Monday, the day of the summit, would be a bad thing. Anyway, if you haven't already, head over to animationsummit.net and sign up. We'll be sending out the official links for everything. And also, if you're interested, if you say, dude, I am totally going to be sleeping that entire week, can't make it, we'll also be sending out information on how you can get a all access pass to watch this at your leisure, kind of a forever rewatch this, because after next week it will be coming offline. The free version will. And we're just going to go from there. Meanwhile, I'm going to get off the line right now. We'll probably do a little test later to see if I can figure out the whole chat window thingy. So this has been Tony Ross for Tonyteach.com and the animationsummit.net. Remember, keep it simple. Make it perfect. If you don't have time to make it perfect, rethink the idea. Make art, not excuses. Now go make something. Bye.